Buster Posey retired from baseball a few weeks ago. While this may seem like an early retirement for the 34-year-old, Posey has accomplished a lot in 12 seasons. 7-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, a Gold Glover, a batting champion, Rookie of the Year, and 3-time World Series champion. You know what else he has accomplished multiple times? He's caught multiple no-hitters, including a perfect game. No-hitters and perfect games are one of the most significant things a pitcher can accomplish, but this also rings true for catchers. The only catchers who have caught more hitters than Posey are Jason Varitek and Carlos Ruiz with 4. Funny enough, Posey has been present for 4 no-hitters, including the perfect game, but he was playing first base during one of them. Nonetheless, Posey has likely done enough to secure himself a plaque in Cooperstown. In fact, Posey has also done something that has never been done before. He's won multiple Comeback Player of the Year awards. Now, there's a bit of a disclaimer to this statement, for good reason. There are 2 main types of Comeback Player awards. One is issued by MLB, and it started in 2005. Like the MVP and Cy Young awards, this award is voted on by various beat reporters. The second type of award is the Player's Choice Award, which began in 1992 and is issued by the MLB Players Association. There's also the Sporting News Awards that have been issued since 1965, but MLB doesn't recognize those. 3 players have won multiple Player's Choice Comeback Player of the Year awards: Frank Thomas, Chris Carpenter, and Buster Posey. No player has won multiple MLB Comeback Player of the Year awards. Unlike the Player's Choice Awards, the MLB award hasn't been released yet. So I'm making the prediction that Posey will win a second MLB award. Even if he somehow doesn't win, to me, Buster Posey is baseball's comeback kid, and his first comeback season just so happened to be his best season ever.
What did they do with this lineup? And there is the first big league hit by Buster Posey. That's a big moment for this young man. Carrying at the wall. It's a home run. First postseason home run for Buster Posey.
Despite playing only 108 games in his rookie season, Posey was the NL Rookie of the Year in 2010, and he even earned some MVP votes. However, in 2011, after being on the receiving end of a collision at home plate with Scott Cousins, Posey needed season-ending surgery to repair a fractured fibula and torn ankle ligaments. This collision sparked conversation for catcher safety, eventually leading to the creation of Rule 7.13 a few years later. Informally known as the Buster Posey rule, this rule effectively ended a base runner's ability to crash into a catcher who is not directly blocking home plate, and it ended the catcher's ability to block a clear path towards home plate without possession of the ball. So, with only 160 games under his belt across 3 seasons, the question was, what's next for the 25-year-old Posey? Well, Posey made his spring training debut in early March, catching 2 innings for Matt Cain. A few months later, these two were part of something special.
Arias from deep third, got him! And that's the perfect game!
The first perfect game in San Francisco Giants history was thrown by Matt Cain and caught by Buster Posey. Posey said he was as nervous as he'd ever been, but Cain didn't question Posey at all during the game, which really shows just how well regarded Posey was despite only recently surpassing 200 games played at the major league level. But it wasn't just for his defense behind the plate. Posey was performing well offensively too. Here's how Posey performed in the first half of the 2012 season. Some really solid numbers that allowed Posey to be the starting catcher in the 2012 All-Star game. But at this point, the only Giant who was being considered for MVP was Melky Cabrera. And if you watched my previous video on Cabrera, you know how that turned out. But after the All-Star break, Posey turned into the best player in baseball. In the second half of 2012, Posey led the league in batting average, OPS, and WRC+. This all led to Posey winning the NL MVP award as well as the Comeback Player of the Year, becoming the first National League catcher since Johnny Bench to win MVP. These are seriously impressive stats, especially for a catcher. Posey became the first National League catcher since Ernie Lombardi in 1942 to win the batting title. At this point, only 11 catchers had won MVP in either league, and Posey earned this in what was essentially his second full season. Also, since 1947, only 3 catchers have finished a season with an OPS plus over 170, while starting at least 75% of their games at the catcher position. One is a Hall of Famer, and the other is likely a future Hall of Famer. Although among these catchers, Posey had the largest difference in stats when comparing first and second half performances, which really shows just how incredible Posey was in that second half. In spring training, no one predicted Posey would be part of the MVP conversation. He was only 160 games into his big league career and was coming back from a season-ending injury. By the end of the year, Posey was not only a significant part of the Giants World Series squad, notably with his grand slam in the NLDS, he had established himself as one of the best players in baseball, which is why prior to the 2013 season, Posey signed an 8-year extension with the Giants. With an MVP award in his trophy cabinet and 2 World Series rings on his hands, the sky was the limit for Posey. Before we move on, I want to thank today's sponsor, Fetch Rewards. Fetch is a super easy to use free app where you earn rewards wherever you shop, from big retailers to small businesses and even restaurants. Make sure to save your receipts because that's how you earn the rewards. I recently bought a couple pairs of basketball shorts and I used that receipt to earn points. All you do is scan the receipt with the app and in just a few seconds, you've earned points. It's that simple. And don't worry, this works for online purchases too. You see this blue e-receipt icon? When you press the button, the app scans for recent purchases connected to your email and Amazon account. The points you earn turn into gift cards for companies like Amazon, PlayStation, GameStop, and much more. Also, I can click this points available filter to see what rewards I qualify for. Personally, I want to save my points for something bigger, and you can too with an extra 3,000 points from me when you use the sign up link in the description. Be sure to enter the code STORM when you scan your first receipt. Thank you Fetch Rewards for sponsoring this video. For the next several seasons, Posey kept himself in MVP conversations as arguably the best catcher in baseball. He featured in multiple All-Star games, won multiple Silver Slugger awards, and won his 3rd championship in 2014, a season where Posey didn't make the All-Star game, but finished 6th in MVP voting, his highest finish ever besides 2012. However, a hip injury cut Posey's 2018 season short, and Posey's 2019 season was less than ideal. He spent much of the offseason rehabbing with a surgically repaired hip instead of being able to prepare for a full 2019 season. As a result, his strikeout rate went up, and his ability to hit extra base hits and home runs continued to decline. And with up to 3 years left on his contract, the Giants were in a sticky situation. Well, because of the pandemic, Posey decided to opt out of the 2020 season, giving top prospect Joey Bart the opportunity to make his mark. Unfortunately, he was outmatched in the majors, leaving a big question mark at the catcher position for 2021. Would Posey finally make the permanent move to first base like Joe Mauer did? Considering Posey's previous hip injuries, it made sense. Well, in 2021, Posey didn't play a single game at first base, only playing 1 game outside of catcher. So, knowing that a 34-year-old Posey was about to spend an entire season behind the plate after missing the 2020 season, Posey must have continued to regress as a hitter, right? Well, that wasn't the case.
He swings and he belts one deep into left field. Way back there, it is into the bullpen. After missing all of last year, hits a home run in his first at-bat.
Posey had started off the 2021 season red hot. At one point in May, Posey was hitting at 400. At no point in his career had Posey played at least 22 games in a season with a batting average of at least 400. Also, Posey had hit 8 home runs, more than his entire 2018 and 2019 seasons. Not only was this surprising given Posey's most recent seasons, but April 2021 was a historically bad month for major league hitters. The league-wide batting average to begin the season was the worst it had been since 1968, which is often referred to as the year of the pitcher. Just for context, Bob Gibson finished that season with an ERA of 1.12. And it wasn't just average. On-base percentage, slugging percentage, and OPS were all down too. Still, it was only the first month of the season. I mean, Yermin Mercedes also batted over 400 in April. Well, his time in the spotlight went away soon after. By the end of June, Mercedes was sent back down to AAA, while Posey was named the starting catcher for the National League in the upcoming All-Star game, his first appearance since 2018. Not only was Posey being recognized for his comeback season, the Giants were the biggest surprise of the 2021 season as they sat in first place heading into the All-Star break. This team was headlined by players no one paid much attention to heading into the season, but the face of this team was longtime leader Buster Posey. As the Giants continued to hold on to first place, Posey continued performing like it was 2012 or 2014. By season's end, Posey's OPS may have fallen under 900, but this was his best season in years. While his team season ended in controversial fashion, Posey re-solidified himself as one of baseball's best catchers. With the final year of his contract being a club option, the question was whether the Giants would bring back Posey. Well, not too long after the playoffs ended, Posey announced his retirement, a shock to the baseball community. This meant that the 4.9 F-WAR Posey accumulated in 2021 is the third most in MLB history for a player's final season. This is more than David Ortiz, who everyone knows had that great final season. But the difference is that we knew Ortiz was retiring heading into his final season, unlike Posey. Posey earned his 5th Silver Slugger, he was named the Player's Choice National League Comeback Player of the Year, and he earned an MVP vote, although I think he should have earned a few more. Posey has ended his career as one of the most respected players in baseball. He played a position where you're expected to take a bunch of damage, which caused him to endure massive injuries. But each time he came back stronger and surpassed everyone's expectations. He may not be inducted into the Hall of Fame right away, but he will always be known as one of the greatest Giants of all time. And of course, he should also be known as the Comeback Kid. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.